All right, so here's a real quick one on an issue that I am calling the up and to the right traffic problem. So this is based on a conversation we have regularly, um, and the conversation is normally something along the lines of, according to Ahrefs or SEMrush or whatever SEO tool, our traffic isn't growing or is declining. And the ultimate takeaway I want to get across from this video is that the idea that your traffic isn't growing, I'm not talking about revenue here, I'm talking about organic traffic, according to these tools, the idea that that traffic isn't growing is effectively killing your long-term growth opportunity. And what I mean by that is, um, if we look at one of these examples, so these are four screenshots from Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and Wayfair. So four of the biggest e-commerce sites that exist. Basically, what we can see is, some of these kind of trend positively up, but in general, they're massively up and down. Most years there's a major up and down. So if we just look at one of these kind of jumps down, that is 20, 30 million visits per month that is changing, um, and that is not even considering the accuracy of these tools. These are purely estimates. So, what that means is these retailers don't stop doing SEO. They don't panic and think, oh, we need to stop doing SEO. We need to, completely switch to something else, because it is just part of the game, unfortunately. What smaller or newer retailers do, and often they do this because they're relying on SEO as a channel. It's a very important channel. So, this is not a negative thing, but it's very easy when that happens to panic, to deem SEO a failure, and then start completely resetting all the work that has been done. So what I mean by that specifically is, if you've been working with an SEO agency for a couple of years, things are going good, you hit an issue where you see a bit of a decline, then it's very tempting to kind of, get rid of that agency, start working with somebody new. But often what that does is just completely resets all of that work. And it's of no fault of the agency you're working with that have seen, you've seen that decline, and I'll explain a bit more on that later. But essentially, ups and downs in traffic, 100% normal part of the process. And ultimately, without the downs, you can't take the opportunity to relearn and to regrow. So again, these are examples from some of the biggest e-commerce sites in the world. And even if you look at this one here, which I think is Wayfair, you can see actually their traffic is, it's been declining for a long time according to Ahrefs, but necessarily mean their organic revenue is down. It doesn't necessarily mean, they're going to switch to different channels. It's unfortunately just part of the game. So yeah, to recap, essentially, you've got to remember these tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, they're absolutely great tools. We use these every single day, but they're third-party estimates of organic traffic. There's absolutely no correlation with organic revenue, which should be the kind of North Star for any SEO project. It's like I say, we have a lot of these kind of conversations. Well, according to Ahrefs and Rush, we aren't growing or we're declining. Firstly, who cares about that? You should, if you have the correct things installed, you should be looking at Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and ultimately the revenue reports that you have. Also there's hundreds of SEO tools we could be looking at. So, why are we picking and choosing this one? What we could do is choose one that looks more positive, and we could go, well, according to this one, it's growing, but ultimately it's all third-party data. So the takeaway really is, like all marketing channels, and particularly for organic, it is constantly changing. There will be downs, and ultimately that is because Google and other search engines are adapting. Things like AI are coming in, and basically what that means is, as the search engines change their goalposts, you have to allow time to relearn what has changed. You have to adapt and you have to improve, and that is one of the big reasons why checklist SEO doesn't work. So if you're working with an SEO agency, you are just doing the same set things every single month. So you're getting 10 backlinks, 5 blog posts, an hour of technical SEO. It doesn't work because it doesn't give the flexibility for when these things happen to really dig into them, review, and then to change the strategy. The way really is, this up and down is an absolutely normal and necessary part of the project. In an ideal world, we'd be always up and to the right in third-party tools, in our own data, but it is just unfortunately not the way things work. And these are necessary in order to adapt to the changing landscape. All right, cheers. Hope that's helpful.